What up, though, and welcome to another edition of
The Unfinished Project.
I'm your host, Meech.
And I'm your host, Reach.
And what's up, y'all?
Hey, we live, y'all.
Here we is.
We are here. Happy New Year 2021.
Finally.
First episode of the year. Finally.
We finally
2020. We made it, y'all.
We made it.
We are
But I'm
survivors.
so happy that this is visual. Y'all don't know how much this is just something coming into fruition. We've been wanting this for so long, and like
We kept trying, trial and error throughout like the year.
we kept talking about it.
We tried it once and then didn't really go how
Oh, it was the shakiest thing you've ever seen. In my mind, like, should I delete that video?
No,
or just leave it on there for
because
testimony?
one day we're gonna look back.
Do you
and be
remember what
like,
we used for lighting? Just
oh yeah, all the lamps.
all the lamps in the house.
in the house.
And we was pointing them at us.
We had them this way.
thought we
the
had
shade
this
off of them. It was crazy.
It
but
was like the shadiest.
now
thing
we
I've
have
ever
an
seen.
actual setup. We actually
And
been putting this together for like the past couple weeks, and when I say everything fell into place, like as we met it, like it met us, and
Yeah.
like, it all came together without us having to do like a lot.
we didn't have to even really. We didn't have to force anything.
Yeah, we just had our intentions set. Like, this is what we're gonna do. This is the day that we're gonna record.
It's like when you go look for something. Every first place we went, exactly what we needed.
the
Was
color,
right there.
the
Everything.
item, like everything.
Here you are.
So this is you know,
It feels
reflection
destined,
of,
right?
of what that has been like, and we're here, we're live, and yeah, it's 2021.
I'm so excited. I don't know if I'm more excited to be out of 2020 or here in this seat. I don't know what I'm more
I don't
excited
know,
about.
because 2021 has been a little crazy, so I don't know.
You know what we did at the Capitol.
The Capitol, that mess, but
They breached the Capitol.
Mm.
We got
You
tied
know,
of security over here, Reach.
Right, at my front door. You can't get in here. I don't care how many of y'all ain't no coming through that glass door, period. But yes, I'm hopeful though. Even like through all
even
of that,
with that, like,
I just feel like we're on like the brink of change, and sometimes things have to get worse before they get better, which is kind of one of the unfortunate things of change, but it's necessary. And I feel like this all had to happen to show everyone, because we always knew this is how they was, personally, like as a black person
but
in
it had
America.
to show up.
Yeah, it had to
It
show
shows
up
face.
and be like front and center
Yeah.
for the world to see.
Yeah.
For things to
make it
change.
real.
And I think that we're in the right direction, even though it doesn't feel like it
Yeah.
at times, you know?
Speaking of change, you have like this glow about you lately. Like, you really seem happy, Reach.
I am really happy. I am in a place that I feel like I've never been, but I feel like I've always had to come to this place. Like, it's been waiting on me.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, okay, I'm finally ready.
Like,
know?
you're stepping into
I'm
it
stepping
now.
into it. So like just kind of like cleaning house, like literally, mentally, like just in a new space. I have new ideas, I have new goals, I'm ready to commit to them. Like, I'm just not talking about it. I'm actually kind of being intentional, and like, you know, dating wise, I'm not dating. You know, my household wise, I feel like it's like I'm creating things in my spaces now. They don't feel as empty or unfamiliar. Like when I first moved in, everything felt like, am I even supposed to be in this house? I'm not as happy as everyone tells me I need to be. And it was like an adjustment, like, period, especially December. Last month was like a weird month for me. But this new month and this new year has, like, you know, reignited everything in me. And I feel like I'm ready to just be me authentically, and not have to worry about what anyone thinks.
And you're showing up. You're really showing up.
So I'm excited.
As someone who works with you a lot.
Right, we are always
right. You are
see
really
me the
showing
most.
up. You really
But
are.
yes, and because of my friends too, they allow me to be that. I could be so many different variations of myself. I've been this person, that person. I'm, you know, growing and changing. They're always cheering me on or encouraging me, and I love that about my tribe that I have.
Yeah, well, you know, your vibe attracts your tribe.
Yes,
so.
and you know, we got good vibes.
We got good vibes
here.
over here. Did they say good vibes over here? No.
No, we
I got a tattoo for you. But yeah,
So yes,
I'm happy
girl,
for you.
How are you? How was
well.
your new year?
I needed a sabbatical more than I thought. I'm glad we took the time.
Yes.
I was able to go home and visit my family. I needed that family love more than I thought. It was a ratchet good time. Y'all know I'm from Detroit. It was a ratchet good time.
I was supposed to be there. I'm sad still, but Next
comment.
time.
My best friend, I mean, I can't really fault nobody for not wanting to come home with me. It's Detroit. But still, I want them to come.
It wasn't that. It was my first Christmas here.
Yeah, that's what she said. We don't have children.
But still.
Spend the Christmas in the house and open the gift she bought us up.
Right, with the tree that I put up and decorated it. I had to just be there.
I left that tree for 2 weeks, child, right at the house.
But anyway.
I feel good. Like, I'm in the space reach. Everything is moving forward. Like, my circles are changing. My level of influence is changing. The people around me are changing. And it's like everything that I wanted is like coming into fruition in a way that's so perfect because I can handle it. Even though I know it's going to be more, all this stuff is going to multiply.
Yes.
But where it is now, I can handle it. You know, with all that it is. Because I'm in so many bags right now, but that's just me. But still, like, I can handle it. And it's just, I don't know. I feel blessed. I feel favored. I feel happy. I'm grateful.
You seem happy. You seem focused.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I see you with a lot on your plate, you get frazzled, anxious. You're just so hyper.
Yeah.
But you don't seem that way. You seem like when because you're always energetic. You always move and have a lot going on, but you're doing it with like intention.
Grace.
You know? It's not as overwhelming as you would think. Like for another person to have all that you have.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe that break allowed you to reset and know that if God gave this to you, you were supposed to be able to handle it.
I promise you, Reesh.
Yeah. So
it's been so good. Even like the boundaries, I've been able to set and keep my boundaries, and I don't feel bad about them. That's huge for me.
Yeah, me too. Oh, me too.
Yeah,
I'll be
set
so
and
bad.
keep and don't feel bad. That's the thing about setting boundaries. I gotta do all three. Not just set the boundary. I gotta keep it. Because I set it and I was like, well, you come on.
Right.
I moved the boundary just for you this one time. And then I'll feel bad if I do set it and keep it, you know, but I don't feel bad.
Or if you feel bad if you don't keep it. You feel bad for, you know, yourself.
Exactly.
Either way, it's like a bad feeling. And
yeah.
That's true for me too. Just be who you are. Whoever's gonna adjust will adjust. Whoever won't, leave. And that's just how it is.
And that's period.
Ain't no love lost. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't feel bad about it. So I feel good. I'm in a good space, and here we are, 2021.
Here we are, 2021, episode 1.
This is literally, of 2021. I was like, this is like our 30-something episode. I was about to be so mad. What you mean, episode 1? But yeah, episode 1 of 2021.
So what we talking about, friend?
Child, look, we're talking about how to be feminine in a world that's forced you to be masculine. And when I say you, I mean us. And when I say us,
I mean we.
I mean, and when I say we, I mean she does.
And her. And we. And
I'm talking about black women. Yeah. I'm talking about black women, like, and the kind of power struggle we seem to have, you know, in relationships. One thing I've noticed is that our generation, we are getting married more, you know, than the generation before us. At least to me, it appears.
Yeah.
I don't know the numbers, but what it looks like is that we want this wholeness, this happy home that we all seem to have lacked, right? But then we get in these relationships and there's this clear power struggle of feminine and masculine energy, and why, you know, and how do we get past it? How do we attract a man that's not feminine, you know? How do we operate in our femininity so that we don't attract a feminine man? What is a feminine man? Because it has nothing to do with sex preference, you know? And what does a masculine woman look like? So
let's jump in.
We gotta talk, child.
We gotta talk about this.
We coming for y'all today, because some of it's your fault, some of it's not. Either way, we gotta do better, right?
We both, men and women.
Yeah, and me included.
Yeah, especially as an independent woman. Yeah, I can say I'm very independent.
Me too.
I have my own everything, basically.
Period.
I don't depend on parents, family for much, unless, you know, one-off things. But for the most part, I'm very independent. I have been raised to be independent. I was raised by a single mother. My peers, my friends have been raised by single mothers. So to me, that's the norm. Like, I know outside of my circle and outside of my, you know, community, that is not the norm. Yeah. But that has been the norm for me, and I've been able to adjust, and that's how I've been living my life. Exactly. Now that I'm 30 and I'm dating, and it's like, the relationships that I've had up until this point have felt very one-sided. It felt very much so that I was the head. It felt very much so that I couldn't depend on my boyfriend to do X, Y, Z. I was afraid to ask for certain things. And now that I want to date with intention and date the right way, I'm finding myself looking like, am I the reason why I'm attracting all of these feminine type men. Am I the reason why I feel like I can't depend on a man for anything? Or I could see other women get everything they want from a man without, anything.
Lifting a finger.
Without lifting a finger. And then meanwhile, I'm working my ass off trying to take care of X, Y, Z and be this and be that. And I can't catch a break when it comes to men. And I don't want that to be my norm. I want to have a family. I want to have somebody that can lead me and I can submit to. I'm not opposed to being submissive to the right person. All of those things. And I feel like this conversation is important for our generation, especially because, like you said, we grew up in the family where we didn't have it all. We didn't have the household that we saw on the Cosby Show. We didn't have, that whole dynamic. We grew up with one parent, usually a mom, a woman who had to do everything without help, and I don't want to repeat that.
Yeah, me either.
Because it wasn't. I mean, although I turned out pretty damn good, I don't want to perpetuate that going forward, because I feel like there is a better way to, raise a child and raise a young woman like myself.
So how this came about is I posed the question to a friend amongst another conversation that led to this one, was how do I, which will be, if I decided to become this, I will be third generation single black mother, right? So my grandmother, she has 6 kids. They were married in like the 50s or something, or maybe before that. They old. I'm sorry, Granny. Like wives and stuff. But she was married back then. Her marriage was like extremely toxic and abusive, and just like a place she couldn't stay and live. And she did not believe in divorce, so she had to do this right. So she left my grandfather when she was still pregnant with my mother. So yeah, my mother never knew him at all. So she goes on, this little lady from the South, no education, no work history really, you know what I mean? And she raises 5 boys and a little girl in the 60s. We're talking about 70s, 80s. Like, she does it by herself. And so that's our first generation strong black woman, because before then her parents were married and all their lives. And then she raised my mother, who was next generation strong black woman, millennial mother. She was in the workforce, climbing a corporate ladder while raising me and my sister simultaneously by herself with little to no help from our fathers. So I'm like, well, how do I stop this? Because I have a lot of their traits. I'm very strong-willed, strong-minded. I've followed some of that path as far as,
fending for yourself, being on your own,
becoming an individual, which is not, it's no problem to it, but how do I believe there's a way to be a beast at work. It's no problem with being a boss, being a beast, period. In your career, at your craft, but being able to come home and let someone else lead and let someone else take, the load off, and let someone else make some of the choices, and you don't have to always make the choices, be the boss, be the lead. You can come home and lay that hat down, and that's how I would like my life, because I don't ever see me stopping. I don't see me letting up.
I don't see me just being.
I really see me gearing up. Exactly.
Yeah, that's just not for me.
No.
But at the same time, I don't want to be. I don't know. I can't be the at work top of the whatever, and at home the head of that too. It would just be exhausting. I would be very. What would be your use? What's your purpose? That's how I think about it. If you're in my past relationships, I could look at the man and be like, well, what do you, besides companionship and sex, what are you here for?
And that's what
men
say.
Yeah, but that's what men say to women too. Besides sex and a pretty face, what are you here for?
Yeah,
you don't have to do everything for you, or I do this for you. So it's we have these gender roles that have changed. I feel like over the years, over decades, but we still hold on to certain parts of it. Yeah. That for example, and I'll go back. I'll elaborate on this later, but I was in the Clubhouse room the other night, and if y'all are not familiar with Clubhouse, get familiar with Clubhouse. But anyways, I was in a room and they were talking about the man being the head and the woman being the head of the household, and what I gathered from the whole conversation was one part that just stuck out to me was that women, it's to piggyback on what you just said. We are the head in our careers. We're more engaged in political, avenues. We're just so much different than our moms and our grandmothers in terms of like being independent, being able to fend for ourselves.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we are that, and we love that we are that. We're not,
naturally nurturing.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly. But at the same time, we still want to be treated as
respected.
I feel like what I'm trying to get to is that we still want that same role as if we were not independent. If we were the stay-at-home mom and we were just the the
still
one that
take
cooks
care
and
of me the
right.
same way as what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay.
And is there a way? Like, can we expect that while being this?
Yeah.
Is there a way to balance that out? And that's what I'm trying to learn. I feel like a lot of us are trying to figure out, because I do want to be courted and taken care of and treated like I am just like a little young damsel. Come and save me, help me. But at the same time, like, to an extent, like, you can't, because I feel like with that comes control. With that comes, you're not about to tell me what. That's how I think.
That might be your thing.
That's what I think.
Can you be a damsel? The thing about women like us, we rarely ask for help.
Right.
We don't even really know how to ask for help.
Exactly.
If
we're offered help, we
sometimes don't even know how to accept it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then outside of help, like the extras, you don't even know how to accept this type of treatment that you're saying you want.
It feels
right?
weird. It feels like you're taking advantage, or
See?
It feels. Those are all of my personal.
The feelings that you attach to it.
Then it feels like they're gonna look at me like I'm a user, or I can't do this for myself. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And those are all things that are wrong.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're
playing in your mind.
Like, my mom told me never take money from a man.
Yeah.
Don't do things like that have been inbred in me.
Yeah. So that's almost like the thing that you have playing in the back of your mind. It's your subconscious.
So because of that, I can't ask for help. I can't be submissive, and I don't want to be like this anymore, guys.
Because you find yourself bossing up when you really should be able to take it back.
Who cannot take the lead.
No, because they're looking for someone else to lead. So what I was gonna say for me is, I look at it as weakness.
You look at what as weakness?
Needing help.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, needing help on any level, even with the smallest things, like from someone else, not just men. So I look at it as weakness, and like, that can make you definitely shy away from wanting to ask, or you know what I mean, or anything.
Put yourself in a position where you feel helpless, or you need someone.
Because like,
I don't even want to look like I need help.
Exactly.
Like,
exactly. I don't even want to look
like so put together, like I got it.
Like, but she really don't need me. But then what?
How can a man come in and
he can't be Superman if you always got everything?
Exactly. Then what is his purpose?
Yeah.
And then I'm left looking like, what is your purpose? So we're both looking like, why am I here?
But that's why, because you don't even give them
and I attract someone that wants like a mommy figure, someone to take care of them.
Come on.
Someone who's gonna do it all because they don't have to.
Or someone who also had a mommy do it all, so they just think women are supposed to do it all for them too.
Exactly.
And, like, no. Yeah. Because I feel like women raise two different types of black boys. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They raise the one that is like up under them, same type of thing. The baby boy. The freaking baby boy, like, who doesn't. Literally baby boy, like the movie.
Exactly.
And it's usually the baby boy as well, like, who doesn't want to leave mommy, like, who wants women who are just like their mother, who wants someone to nurture them, coddle them, lie to them basically, and act like they not like this fuck ass nigga.
Yeah, and praise them for the one or two little things that they do.
Yeah.
They want like reinforcement for like basic things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way. Or it doesn't work that way healthily or long term.
I mean, it can, because
if you're with a woman that doesn't
is masculine and you know what I mean, and will take the lead and take care of your ass, so you'll be alright. And they usually attract those because
they do.
Feminine attracts masculine no matter what.
No matter if you're a man or a woman.
Yeah, or if you're two women or if you're two men, it doesn't matter. It attracts, right?
One masculine, one feminine.
Exactly.
You look at any relationship, whether it's
always
a bisexual or straight heterosexual.
Yeah.
It's one is more manly, quote unquote, than the other.
Yeah. They always actually, like, when I did date a woman, they always like, who's the boy? Like, there's no boy. But really,
one of them was more
one is, even
masculine.
though we both look like
girly girls
super
on the outside,
one was definitely more masculine than the other. But the other type of man that a black woman raises is like, I saw my mom do it all, so now I'm going to step up and do it all, because I never want to see a woman struggle. I never want to see a woman hurt, cry like my mother did. So I'm going to take care of my family. I'm going to double down.
And be the man that we needed.
That he needed in
that
his
household.
Father
couldn't be.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like when you have this unhealed trauma of your own from being raised by a single mother, you can attract the type of man, because something wrong with a man raised by a single mother. I mean, we all were, like we said, but you can attract the type of man who is looking for you to do it. It's no harm. He don't mean no harm.
But he's just being himself. Exactly.
Yeah. Just like you don't mean no harm, that you want to take care of everything and do everything and won't let nobody help you and can nobody tell you nothing. You don't mean no harm. Yeah. You're just being you, but they're both unhealthy. You know?
Exactly. Because what I once thought was a big strength has shown me that it has some weaknesses to it.
Yeah.
I feel very alone sometimes. I feel like I do need help and I can't ask.
Yeah.
Or, I don't like the feelings that I have when I do. I do try to put myself out there these days and try to ask for little things. And they're like so minor. And to me, I feel like they're these big things. But then I have to remember, like, if a man really is interested, if a man is really the man that, I want, it's nothing to him. He actually wants to.
He'll go out of his way to.
Yes, exactly. As long as he sees the opportunity to do so, then he will do it. The right man. And I have to learn that I have to create that space for the right man to do that. If I do everything, then he cannot do anything at all, literally. And he will only be there for companionship and sex.
Yeah.
The very thing that I don't want him to be there just for.
Yeah.
So it's a learning and an unlearning for not just the man or whatever, if you're the woman, the man, or the man, the woman, but for you as well to realize, like, you've been operating this way for, for whatever reason, but the reason why things are going the way they are is because of how you're operating. It's because of the things that you need to unlearn and the things that you need to challenge within yourself. Because especially for me, like, I see, like, I have friends who, for like I said, they get everything given to them.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
we see it firsthand.
We see it firsthand.
From church
and there's
to
no
bags
difference between us in
Yeah,
terms
no.
of, like, I mean, I could say I'm probably more independent or this and this and that, but at the same time, she's not dependent on a man. But she puts herself in that space where men just want to help her.
Yeah.
There's nothing different.
But she has no problem with asking.
Right. She has no problem with
asking. Any woman I can think of who is taken care of in any capacity has no problem asking.
Yeah, and they'll leave if they're not getting what they want.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And won't feel bad.
Right, and won't feel bad. And I'm just like, okay,
but that
well,
goes back to
this,
worth,
maybe
to
that,
like worthiness. Like, do you think you're worth the things you're asking for?
Right.
You know what I mean? The type of man that you want, the things that you're asking for, are you worth it? Like, because if you don't think you're worth it, you're never gonna get it. But to know you're worth it, and like,
and that's a deep,
you know I'm worth it?
The superficial answer is, of course I'm worth it.
Right. That's what we all say.
Hell yeah, I'm worth it. But then it's like an iceberg. Underneath it all is like, do you really feel like you're worth it?
Yeah.
You know why?
Because these actions show that maybe you don't think you're worthy of these things.
Because if you were worthy, you wouldn't accept certain things. You wouldn't put yourself in situations where that's all you're getting out of it. Because you don't. It's a part of you subconsciously that feels unworthy.
Yeah.
Because you don't deserve it.
But you
have to work hard to get it on your own.
You perpetuate this because you date the type of man who's never gonna do shit for you. If you ask for something, he's gonna make you feel like you're not worth it. So you perpetuate
make you feel like
he reinforces it for you. Yeah, because he's not even capable.
Right, but it's gonna make you feel bad for not being able to do it.
He's gonna make you feel like you're not worthy.
Instead of checking his own self and saying, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
Why am I not able? Because at the end of the day, men like that, they wish that they could.
They wish they could.
That's why they try. And sometimes when they fail with a successful or a strong-minded woman, they'll go to somebody who they feel is less than them.
Yeah.
So they can feel like, because there's those roles too. They're not, all those baby boys are not with, mommies. They're with girls that are even less than them.
Yeah.
So they can feel higher. They can control and manipulate. A lot of the controlling men come from places like that.
Yeah.
Are very broken.
Or make you feel like they want to make you feel like a gold digger because you.
Or make you feel like you
anything.
Need them. Or if without them, like you're their lifeline.
Yeah.
And that's my fear. I don't want to ever have a man ever think that they.
He could think whatever, but you gotta know you enough to know who gonna be your lifeline. Come on now. Exactly. If it's not God, come on now. You are so independent. You'll never lose that. You'll never lose that. Like, you'll always bounce back. You'll always have some shit going of your own. You gotta know that. Like, you gotta know that. You can think whatever you want to think. But okay,
so yes. So
what you got, Rich? No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's kind of to piggyback on what we've been talking about, gender roles and how they've changed. So I remember you were giving the example of your grandma. Back in her days, her role as a woman was to take care of the house, to cook, to clean,
take care of the kids,
to take care of the kids, cater to her husband, whatever that meant, and that was her role. And when she had kids, that role changed in a way. Now your mom was she still had to do all of that.
Yeah, had to do all that.
With the absence of a man.
Right.
At times. Sometimes there was a man, sometimes there wasn't. Or it was a lot of toxicity in terms of relationships or whatever. But she still had that role while still having to take care of the house and pay the bills and do all of that. And then here we are. We don't have a kid, so we're not even speaking from being a single mother, which is another part of it. We've waited so long to have kids because we don't want to put our kids through that shit. We went through. I don't want to have to.
But now here we are. You know, running up on 30.
Yeah, like hey, nah.
And I ain't rushing.
I'm so independent. I've passed her independence. I'm so independent now that the thought of having kids messing that up is scary to me. Like, if I have a kid, does that mean I'm gonna have to like stop working as hard because I don't want to be the working mom that's not there to tend to her kids, but I don't want to be the stay-at-home mom because that inner independent woman in me wants to thrive and excel in so many ways. So here we are as a woman, a black single woman. My roles they seem blurred. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to be a wife, a mom? Am I supposed to be successful in terms of like my career? Like, what am I supposed to do? And men, the opposite. They were the ones that were out making the money in your grandma's generation. They came home to a home cooked meal, clothes washed, everything done. They didn't do nothing but go make their money.
Yep.
Second generation, the men, and it was usually they had one house. Yeah. They had one family. Our mom's generation, they had a kid here, a kid, and that's still
a family here.
They had like multiple families.
Yeah.
They could not, provide for all the families the way that they needed to because they couldn't. It's almost impossible to tend to 3 families.
Yeah.
So it was like it's weird. And now we have our generation when you have a lot of the baby boys and you have
the baby mamas and baby daddies and he got 4 kids,
structure.
3 baby mamas.
Right. It wasn't even that one household because I feel like in my mom's generation or your mom too.
Yeah.
There was like that main household.
Yeah.
Like that was their household. You might have like a baby like outside like. That we don't acknowledge or she come around or he come around here and there. But this generation, it's like I have 5 baby mamas. Automatic. It's hard to meet a man without 2 kids already. Especially in my.
I don't say that no more.
It has been. I'm changing my perspective. But yes, but it's true. Like there's a lot of men in our generation and women who are just left to be baby mamas. That's a term from our generation.
Yeah.
So the question is like, are gender roles something of the past? Do we continue to have them, or have they changed, or like
they've evolved? And
what are gender? Are there? Because there's so much when you talk about gender, the men should. There's no gender role.
And she should.
Right.
And he didn't.
Because
she won't. So I mean, they've evolved. And I don't think that we've put enough emphasis on how they've evolved, even in a healthy way. Like. We don't cook and clean no more. I mean, I still cook. I do clean. Let me rephrase.
Yeah, I do.
We do cook and clean, but like, nigga, you can help me. You can cook tonight.
Can cook too.
Because right. Like I am just as tired as you are.
Right.
Like, if not more.
So it's becoming more so of a partnership. Whether there's, I
feel like
always it's like 2 head of households. Like we're both the head of our household, but in certain aspects, I feel like the man, because the woman does lead in certain ways, and even back then, she was the head of keeping. She was the head of household in terms of keeping the household. He was the head of finances. Yeah. Right, he was.
But even that, a lot of men's wives handle the finances. A lot of men.
Yes.
A lot of men. I just think it's always been a partnership. It should have been a partnership then. It should be one now. And the roles that we play in this partnership need to work for us. So if you better with money, take care of the money. If I'm better at cooking, I'm gonna take care of it a couple times a week. You gotta take care of it. You gotta figure out 2 days for you and your children. But no, seriously, like it has to be a partnership, and where my strengths are able to shine, and so are yours, without it ever feeling like it's no weakness. Because maybe I got you.
No like over us. Like you shouldn't have to feel slighted or feel this way, or
But I trust your decision making, and you should trust mine. So if if you making a decision for us and our family, okay, like I trust you to do that. Like you lead this family, like, and that's just God ordained, like.
Yeah, because the head of the household should really be God.
Yeah, as God, man,
and then the wife, and then children.
Yeah.
I do believe in tradition. It's so crazy for a person like myself who's so independent and who've dated men who are not fitting this picture in my head. I truly believe that eventually I'm gonna get to that point where I am gonna have a traditional household.
Hell yeah.
But I'm gonna be working my ass off, and I'm still gonna be like that bad bitch out in the corporate world. Because that's just who I am. I'm not gonna mute myself just in order to have that.
No.
You know what I mean?
Don't dumb down.
Who I am topples all of that. And what God put me here to do is bigger than being a wife and a mother, and that's just how I feel. And if eventually, I do think that that's also another role I'll have eventually, but especially right now, I don't think it's just meant for me to just focus on myself.
Yeah.
This especially
that's the season you're in.
Yeah. But I want the season to help me for the next season when I do want to date and I do want to have children, I do want to have a family, that I can let go of some of these beliefs, these limited beliefs that I put on myself and what I think I can't accept from a man, and you know, all of that. What I just said, like saying it out loud sounds so crazy,
right?
It sounds like, wow, like how do you feel like that, like for real? But that's literally how I think.
But you don't know until you say it.
Yeah.
And you don't know until you start to heal it. Like for me, I'm dating right now, you know, like, and I'm dating with intention. So I've had these realizations and these talks, and I'm not even dating the same type of guy no more. Mm-hmm. Like these guys, like they're not like the guys I was dating before. You know? Too. Yeah, it's a different type of man.
That's done.
Yeah, because you won't even find yourself attracting that no more. Like they know. I don't feel the need to lead with what I do anymore.
Right.
Because men don't attract women the way we attract men. And I think I've said this before. When women are attracted to men, you know, like we want someone who can provide, who's stable, you know, who's good. Like that is a great quality in attracting women. Men more so want beauty and femininity and nurturing, and you know, the softer parts of you are what attracts a man. So I don't need to try to attract a man with what I do or what I drive or what I have ever. Because anybody who's attracted to that wants it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Men don't care about that. They can see you, they can see me as a marketing director on the same level as they can see an employee at McDonald's if we give him the same field. You know what I'm saying? Us, no. We won't see a director and a guy working over at Chick-fil-A the same. Exactly. We would never see them the same, regardless of if they gave the same fields. So like, we have to keep that in mind when attracting men. Don't leave with what you do and all that. Like leave with who you are, like who you really are. Like
what you like.
Yeah,
I'm learning that too. I only bring it up if I'm asked. What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
If you know, I don't bring up the fact that I'm this and I'm that.
Me either.
It kind, you know, you get to know that. That's like a bonus. Like,
exactly.
Damn, she's all of that and
this
shit.
Come on, man.
Like wow.
Exactly. But I don't leave with that.
And I've learned that because I've always been that. Even sometimes I think about it in the small ways.
I almost don't even want to tell people. Because if they knew all the stuff I was doing, they'd be like, this woman.
She ain't got time for me.
She ain't got time for me. Or whatever. Like,
so
or
she's this or she's that.
I almost don't even want to say it.
That's something that I had to unlearn. And for our listeners, like, how do we, for a woman who is so independent and so this, and who oftentimes, especially in real world situations, when you're out in public, when you're mingling, when you're at work, and you do lead with those things, because in a man's world, quote unquote, those things hold weight.
They have a place.
Right. So it's just about learning a place for it.
Exactly.
Learning when to shout out your accomplishments versus when to just be who you are. Just, you know,
and how to do both. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how to do both, but like there are separations. That's what I mean about being a beast at work and being like a woman at home. You know what I mean? You can be a beast, you can be a boss at work, and lay that shit down at the door when you walk home. When you walk in the house.
I have to learn that.
Yeah.
So when I come home, as soon as for example, this is me on a day-to-day. I wake up in the morning, I go to work, I come home. As soon as I get home, before I sit down, before I use the bathroom, I'm doing stuff. Mm-hmm. I go in the kitchen.
She's
I go
out trash.
Clean. I take out trash. I'm just moving. I'm cooking dinner. All before I sat down and like reflected about my day.
It gives me anxiety.
And then by like 9 o'clock, I'm like, okay, I'm finally ready to sit down. Uh-huh. And then I might like watch TV, be on my phone. Now I'm reading because, you know, I got my book club. Did I tell y'all about the book club?
Do you tell me about the book club?
I'll tell y'all about that at the end. But anyways, I'm finding myself doing all those things like at 9, 10 o'clock. But I can't, the thought of just coming home and just like, it's like, how? I have not gotten there yet. I'm trying to get there because I'm always on go. I'm always trying to do.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because I'm just by myself. Who else is gonna fucking wash the dishes and take out the trash? Mm-hmm. I don't want to go sit down. All that shit is in there from this morning or from yesterday. I don't feel right in a house like that. So that's just me. But eventually, like, I'm gonna have to learn how to like restrain myself from like doing everything.
Or just relax.
How do I relax?
We have an episode on that.
How like literally, how do I relax?
I mean, you talking to me, child.
But
who?
It's hard.
You have to tell me, like, can you take a nap?
I know.
Can you sleep in today? Like, you know, so I get it. But I don't know if not overworking and feminine power are the same. Like, I don't know. Maybe
can I be a workaholic and still be feminine?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, in your relationship.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Like being a workaholic is a masculine trait.
Why?
Correct me if I'm wrong. Because it just feels, based on what we've talked about, generation-wise, I just feel like, when I think about, the reason why I say that is because it looks more desirable in a man than it does in a woman. A woman that's perceived as a workaholic, it's not a positive connotation.
Yeah.
A man who's a workaholic, he's, you know.
I mean, he get into a bag.
He's a boss.
See, and I see it both ways like that. I mean, I guess, like, in a wider sense, most people view it that way. But when I meet a woman who is, like, workaholic in her bag, I'm like, yes, sis, you know, like, I love that. But, like, I get what you're saying, like, for the most part.
But I want to see more women who are in their bag, who are the beast at what they do, and be, like, and I thought I am seeing that more, too. The wife who's, you know, at home, she's the wife and the mom. Mm-hmm. And he's the husband. He also has his own drive, and he's doing his own thing, too.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's about matching with someone who is on your level, not just...
And who can respect those parts of you, you know?
And who can relate, and who can understand, and who can see your drive and your work ethic as not like...
intimidated by it, or it's like a competition.
Yes, because
anything
you're so
weird
grounded
like
in
that.
who you are, that you want to see me shine.
Yeah.
You want to see me grow and elevate and be the best me in my field.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I want. I want somebody, I see you, and like, you do you, and
you inspire me too.
Yes,
yeah.
and we inspire each other, and we're inspiring our kids.
Yeah.
And you could, like... The Cosby Show. She was a lawyer. He was a doctor. Mm-hmm. And it seemed like at home she was the wife and he was the husband.
Yeah, but I'm sure at work she was a beast.
Yes.
She was an attorney.
Right. And she was a black woman. She had to be.
Yeah. Period. So. It's possible. It's not like this fairy tale thing. It's very, very possible. Like, seriously.
But it's a learning and an unlearning that has to take place for a lot of us.
And it's a healing too. Not just with us, like with men too. And you have to be with somebody who's aware of his traumas.
You cannot be with somebody unaware of all of what we're talking about and expect it to be, you know, the dynamic that you want, the healthy dynamic, because it just won't work. Because you're not understanding of the trauma that has been, you know, put on us.
Trauma birthed my independence. You know what I'm saying? It didn't
come from a healthy, great place.
I didn't wake up one day and say, I want to be independent.
Right.
No.
Never.
Like, I had to.
Never. Quite the opposite. Sometimes like, damn,
can I
somebody? Yes. Literally.
I mean, but like there was a point where I had to raise myself. Like I was a little child, raising myself and my sister, like taking care of us. Like I didn't want to, I didn't want to be independent, but it was forced into my lap. Now don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for it. It's gotten me to this space right here. I couldn't be sitting here if I wasn't half as driven as I am. Like it wouldn't even be this. But you know, you have to also identify with how it haunts you. It serves and it haunts, and heal it so that we can operate in a space where we are attracting what it is we want.
Yeah, and we take the good of it all. Like you said, like being who we are and being raised by the mothers and the families that we had was not all bad. And because of that, we are who we are. So a lot of it is taking the good and healing the bad, healing the traumatic part of it, because
and moving forward in power.
You'll have the good with you, and that's going to be automatic because that is who you are. But you have to unlearn the parts of it that are
don't
not
serve
healthy,
you,
so we don't keep continuing that same cycle.
Yeah,
because we all have that desire in some way. It may not be as traditional as how I'm saying I want to be a wife and a mom and all of this, but we all have our kind of our idea of what
it should be like,
healthy looks like in relationships. Whether you want kids, whether you want marriage, whatever your healthy dynamic is, and a lot of times it's not what we were taught or what we saw, besides what we saw on TV or in the movies. And my therapist told me this one time. She was like, you don't always have to have a blueprint for what to do. Sometimes you just know better. Yeah. You don't have to have an example. I don't need to have, my mom didn't have to be married and have the perfect life for me to know what a perfect life is. And yeah, I might be the first one in my family to do it or whatever, and it may not be perfect. I just hope that I create that blueprint so that my children can take that and grow from there the same way I did with my parents, you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's always the goal, is to always grow and evolve and
become a better version of yourself.
And you cannot skip that part.
No.
You cannot skip the healing. You cannot skip the oh shit, what's my role in this? Because it's not always the man's fault. It's not always the woman's fault. All these women out here ain't gold diggers. All these men out here ain't this, ain't that. Like, no, there are lots of men out there and women who are not like that. And we have to focus on that and stop saying, like how I was saying, that, man, what did I say earlier? You're like, you don't believe that. Like, just all these notions that we have about the opposite sex, a lot of them are untrue, and a lot of them are rooted in trauma or rooted in something that's
way
toxic.
Older than us. We talk, when I told you, like, okay, so I don't know if I mentioned it, but I'm reading this book called What's Love Got to Do with It, and it's about understanding and healing the rift between black men and women, and it goes back to slavery,
right?
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, this pain, this rift, this is so much older than we are, you know what I mean? And it's so deep rooted. So, like, we've got to take really time to be intentional about loving ourselves and these men. Like, even like if you're not my type, like, I still love you. I still hope that you get better. Like, you know, I hope that you are better for someone one day. Right. Like, even if not for me, like, you know. And we have to love each other more, support each other more.
Love on each other.
We are healing. Yeah.
We are all
stop blaming each other.
We all have trauma.
Yeah.
And your trauma is not worse than mine, and vice versa.
Yeah.
We have to be sympathetic of the fact that we as a people, as a black people, have been through so much shit in this country. Like generations and generations of...
And here we are, just trying to be happy.
Here, thriving and surviving. That's enough to celebrate. Why don't we celebrate our strength, our growth, our ability to want to do better every time, every generation?
Yes.
Those are the things that we need to focus on, not how much
not tear each other down.
How we're not this and we're not that.
How you
and comparing ourselves to this and that. It's just not helping us. And we gotta heal each other by healing ourselves and by being sympathetic to the next person and by being understanding and all those things, because, you know, and I can heal faster than you can heal. Some people may never heal, but have that
empathy.
Yes, be empathetic of that. That we all may not make it. But the more we live and the more generations pass, more of us will.
Yeah.
And over time, change is not overnight.
Because this isn't what my mom was talking about 20, 30 years ago with her girlfriend. I'm sure of it. You know what I mean?
Your grandma.
Exactly.
This is totally different.
We're a product of it.
So we are growing. It may seem slow, but when you look back, it's so much progression.
Yeah.
You know, when you're in change, it doesn't seem like instant. And it's not going to be.
No.
It's a daily mindset, a daily undoing of what we've been taught, a daily like intention that we set.
And we have to undo before we can become, you know?
Yes. Because we'll never truly attract what we truly want if we keep harboring on to our old experiences, our old trauma, our old, you know, our old relationships, all that. Like, my next one is not going to be like my last one. I'm not going to ever think all men are the same. Because all men are not the same. The men I attracted was the same because I was the same. Exactly. Right. But now that I'm different, the men are going to be different. And that's how it works. Yeah. All men ain't shit. It's not true. Like, that's just, no. We got to unlearn these things. Yes.
Yeah. So, before we dip, I want to kind of get into how, right? Because that's the name of the episode. How to be feminine. So, how to start to get in touch with your feminine energy as like a super independent person. How to be more feminine, right? So, like we talked about, getting in touch with your feminine power is your softness. Is the nurturing side of you.
Yes,
it's just to breathe and to just let go.
Yes.
It's to ask for help when you need it. You know what I mean? Like, if you see yourself struggling with something you know somebody can help you with, and I mean even a box, even a door, ask for help. It's okay. Like, and not in a way like, nigga, you gonna help me? Like, can you help me? You know, like genuine, like, you know.
Like, you know, you see me
try to tone it down.
You ain't helping me. Not that.
Yeah, not right. Like, all these niggas in here, right? All these niggas in here that watch me struggle with this. Like, no. Just like, you know, can someone help me? Like, there's a way to just be feminine.
To just be submissive without.
And being softer, you know?
Being soft. Just tap into your softer side. We all have that as a woman.
Yeah.
As a woman.
Even if you had to mute it, even if you've had to not use it for a while, we have that softer side. And it's hard to describe, but we all know what it is, right?
Exactly.
That side.
That side.
And just allowing, you know, a man to lead. Your man to lead. Like, you don't have to make every decision. You don't have to speak up, to yell, you don't have to, like, try to tone it down. Even try having a more quiet and gentle spirit. That is in the Bible. I do not know where. Okay. And that's in the Bible too. Like, a man would rather live somewhere on the roof or be homeless than live in a house with, like, a worrisome woman. It's true. Like, so try to tone it down. We know that we can nag, we can nitpick, which we do in love, but, like, just tone it down and, like, try to have more of a quiet and gentle spirit. Pray about it. For God to help you.
I'm going to pray about it.
I'm going to pray about it for myself. Like, to be
because I have that nature about me. I just think I know everything. Everything is right. And
I'm right. I mean, I am right.
And I usually am right.
Me too.
But I have to. I don't always have
to wait to make your man think he decided when you're still right and you still made the choice. That's feminine power. Yes. Because he think and a lot of times they think they lead and you really make the choice, but he think it's his idea. So you go ahead, baby. Yes. You don't have to be the one. My man did that for everything. You know what I'm saying? Let him have that. Exactly. Yeah, so we practicing, child.
Yeah, ask for help, be submissive.
Pray.
Allow the man to lead. Pray. But let him. Let a man be a man.
Sit back
and see what he's gonna do. Is he gonna take the reins? Is he gonna lead the family? Is he gonna lead you? And if not, then that shows you enough. You don't have to do it for him. You don't have to be the role. If he's not gonna do it naturally, then maybe he's just not ready, or he's not the one, or whatever it is. But don't do it for him. That's what I have to learn. It's because he's not. Doesn't you have to step in and be?
But that's because you're a leader naturally.
Because I like to be feminine. I'm such a girly girl, and I do love to be feminine. And I feel like in my best self, I would love to sit back and let you just take care of me because I love to be taken care of. But I just always have to show up as this person. I'm tired of being her. And I cannot imagine another decade of me being like this. I won't let you, sis. I cannot. No, please let me sit back somewhere and take care of somebody's kids and be a wife to somebody. Please.
I got you.
I just can't.
Yeah, but no. If I see another guy like show up who look like he about to do nothing, I'm with me and stuff. No, that's done. That's so the past. But yeah. I hope this was helpful.
It was helpful for me.
It was helpful for me too.
Saying all these things out loud, and you can based on what I was listening to on Clubhouse and this and all of it put together, and what I've told myself over the years, I'm like, wow, I have a lot of work to do in terms of sit
what you're asking for. Because we ask guys to be wives and mothers, but are you ready?
Exactly. And this is what you was talking about.
Yeah,
am I ready? I'm like, I'm ready. I got a house, I got money, I feel like I'm ready to have a kid.
No, like, are you really ready? Like,
because I don't want to have a kid in an environment like that.
Yeah.
Where I have to show her that I gotta do everything.
Because your trauma is on Front Street.
Exactly. And I gotta heal that. It's another part of my healing that I gotta heal, is learn how to just
relax. Try coming home from work and don't do nothing. Just sit down somewhere. Cause I'll
stay at work till like 8 o'clock and I come home and don't do shit. That's the other way to get out of not doing anything.
Is to stay at work. Is that I overwork
later? Something is wrong with me, y'all.
We're working on it.
We're working on me. I'm a work in progress.
But most importantly, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. As I always tell you, tell a cousin, tell a friend to check out an episode. Please hit like and subscribe for more episodes. We have so much more content coming.
YouTube. These videos.
Oh, this thing is about to go up. We in this YouTube bag. YouTube is gonna welcome us with open arms. I'm already feeling it. We're
here.
Follow me on Instagram at The Meat Show. Follow Rish on Instagram at Ariel_Marie. MARII.
Yep.
There you go. Period. We love y'all. We love y'all. We love y'all. Keep growing. Keep glowing. Because the overflow is coming.
Yep.
Period.
And we about to get in our what?
Oh, I'm about to say, oh, we're having a little laugh. Don't ask me questions like that.
Well, yeah. Period.
We want the money this time, Reach. That's what we at. But no, we love y'all. Thanks for listening.
Thank y'all.
We'll see y'all next time.
See y'all next time. Bye.